And we're back. Welcome
We're,
back.
we're on. Hello, everyone. Right on time. 45 minutes is the timer.
Oh, yeah. I'm Miles.
I
Oh,
was drinking coffee, but I'm Casey,
and the music should start now.
and we are in. What are we talking about today?
Today, wait, I got to pull up my notes. My notes pulled up.
While he's pulling the notes up.
We're talking about, launching the new. We already launched the new business,
Yep, shcreativecode.com is live.
and we're about to have a branch off of that coming soon, and we're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about a little bit what we talked about last week with leadership. Kind of dive into that because that was a kind of a big topic when we did that survey.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff. I feel like that we'll talk about for weeks, but we're actually going to talk about it today. And then in 2 weeks, we'll talk about that in a minute. He's going to be on.
Yeah.
So following up real quick, if anybody is actually excited about SH Creative Co., it launched last night, the website.
Nobody's excited.
No, hopefully some of our parents are.
Yeah, parents are very excited.
Tyler Kemp, T-Dog, he shared our page. He's
Oh, yeah,
excited
I meant
for
to
it.
share it last night. I forgot.
I shared it.
Yeah.
T-Dog, Tyler Kemp, thank you for sharing. Means the world.
Oh, wait, can...
We still have his drawing up on the whiteboard behind us.
Oh, yeah, the camera can see my new rig right here.
He's finally moved up in the world.
Yeah, Amazon, $20.
For all of you listening through iTunes, if you want to see his rig, you can go to YouTube and search Miles and Casey or to shcreativecode.com. This episode is brought to you by sh.com. Please check us out. So what we're working on in projects, we're getting ready to launch. Are we going to tell them the name of?
Yeah, we'll tell them the name.
We're getting ready to launch. Miles came up with this. I'll let him talk about it.
Yeah, okay, so, well, first, SH Creative Co. is Casey and I, and basically we create online resources. I think we talked about that last week. And it kind of outlines it on the website a little bit. So our first project that we're creating is called churchmotive.com. And basically what that is just online resources for churches. I mean, that's the basic.
Yeah, SH Creative Co. is kind of like is it like an umbrella? Is that the phrase people use?
I guess so.
And
I don't
it
really
covers
know.
many other businesses. Well, not business, but ideas, I guess.
Yeah.
Like churchmotive.com is the first one that we're launching. So we had to make some tweaks to it. We were planning on launching. Today was actually launched, or yesterday was going to be the day we launched it.
Yeah.
But we had to make some tweaks to it. The website's basically done. We just have to add stuff.
And we were still waiting on, so we being incorporated. It should have been done. I think it got done yesterday, but I haven't been contacted yet.
So we are officially a company.
And we
Co. and
still got to get a bank account and
all
stuff
that
like
good
that.
stuff. Yeah. So if you want to donate money, go to. I'm just kidding.
It's like a step-by-step process, and if you don't get this first one done, you can't move on to the next, and that's
Yeah.
the frustrating part. But yeah,
And so if you are a pastor and you're listening to this, then Church Motive, and you don't have a creative person on staff, Church Motive will probably be a good thing for you because we design these graphics and we put them on there, different packages, 3 different packages. And so whatever fits your needs.
and they're not. It's like sermon series packages. They're not expensive. You can buy one and use it throughout that month.
Yeah.
And then go to the next
Depends
one.
how long you preach on a series. You're making like 6 weeks, 8 weeks.
And if you don't like it, you don't have to buy it. That's the thing.
It's true. You just not. And so we just have different ones up there. And if there's one that you see one you'd like, and you know us personally, then reach out to us, and sure we don't have a problem making it because we're probably gonna make one on it anyways. Or there is a contact page on, or there will be, and if you want to recommend one, that's fine with me.
Yeah. And also on churchmotive.com, there are also free graphics that you can just have.
I'm taking a panorama.
Panorama.
It's time to slow down.
But there's also the free graphics on there. And we're going to have other free resources like, articles and maybe ebooks if Casey gets creative.
You may make an ebook. I gotta get one more shot.
Something just to help. This website is just to help churches. And
so we're going to talk about leadership. View this as kind of like a part 1 today, I would say, and then part 2 in 2 weeks. We do these every 2 Fridays, and so we'll have our good friend Tavares on here. If you don't know Tavares, he's very wise, I feel like, in this area, He graduated at Point, I think, a year before us. Lived in Mexico for a little while where he did his master's in business. And so we're going to have him on here, hopefully. Not hopefully, we will. It's just a matter of getting him up here.
It's
So-
also, we talked about this last time.
Which one?
The time.
Yeah, a little late this morning because for the first time we had to defrost our cars here in Alabama because our windshields are frosted over. At least it's not cold in here.
I've gotten used to it. It's pretty cold here. It's probably about
We both do
65.
have sweaters on as well.
Yeah. But it's not that bad compared to outside, which is like 30 something.
That's true. So last week, or 2 weeks ago, I mean, the survey we talked about brought up the idea. Someone said what they like about church and what they don't would be a mature and immature leader. And so me and Miles were talking, and we were like, well, what is a mature and immature leader?
Yep.
And so we just wrote down a few notes, and we're going to kind of got me burping, and we're going to kind of talk about it for a minute. So before we even go in and break it down, what would you like classify as a mature, immature leader?
Consistency. I think a mature leader has, a consistency about them.
Yeah.
You remember how we used to talk about when we was working at church, the jet ski and
The
cruise ship? Yeah.
Yeah, I used
That's
that
like
analogy actually a couple weeks ago talking to somebody.
Yeah, we use that we talked about that in business classes. And, basically you got this one leader who's a jet ski and then one leader that's a cruise ship. And the jet ski likes to just make fast turns, is able to go this way or that way, whichever idea they want to take off with.
Mm-hmm.
And then, some leaders are kind of like the cruise ship. And this analogy can be used in all different ways. There's another way that, the leader is the jet ski and the rest of the company is the cruise ship. But some people are kind of like the cruise ship, and it just takes them a while to turn. And I think that kind of lines up with consistency. Because you don't want, in my opinion, you don't want a jet ski type of leader that's going from this way and then automatically turn back the other way.
Because then you got to get your whole team to follow you.
Yes.
And so your whole team's doing that same motion.
Yeah, so you don't want that because it'll make frustration.
Yeah.
What about you?
I was actually, this morning I was thinking about this when I was in my second office. And
Oh, yeah, the second office.
and, I was actually first thing that came, well, not first, but one of the things that came to mind, like you just said, was consistent because I was thinking about how when you start a new project, like, for example, we recorded this episode 1 of the podcast 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then today was this episode. My alarm went off. My alarm goes off at 5:25. And I lay in bed and I'm like, man, it's really important to go in today for 2 hours. And this morning I was like, we can record this another time. I'll go back to sleep. But I was like, it's important to be consistent, like you said. And so it's easy to start something, I feel like, sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can even keep it going, sometimes it's even hard. To do the first one, it's hard to even start on the second objective. So consistency, I think, is important because if you're following someone, you don't want to follow someone that's just all over the place.
Another thing, too, on that point, like a brand new idea, I'm real bad about this, though. We get very excited about like a new idea, and then working so long until you get to like a stuck point, and then you're not motivated anymore.
Yeah, and you kind of just give up with it.
Yeah, I think a leader is able to move over that, and also, get their team over that.
Yeah, that's true. Because everybody behind kind of gets stuck on the same spot, but a good leader does do that. So, one of my things I talked about, because specifically we're talking about churches when we asked the survey.
Mm-hmm.
So I said spiritual maturity, kind of compared to emotional maturity, like wondering which one they meant. Do they mean someone who's just on the outside, a mature person? Because I think you can be very mature on the outside and maybe not be as spiritually mature, or you can be extremely spiritually mature, but you also like to joke around a lot, and so people see you as emotionally immature. So on that topic, I think it's important to have both. Especially, if you're in leadership, I think it's extremely important to be spiritually mature.
Yeah, when you're in a church.
Oh yeah. But I think emotionally mature. I don't think you should be. This is just me personally. So uptight that you don't have any fun.
Mm-hmm.
But there's definitely a time and place to be serious and what mature, like they're speaking, and then another time just be able to let go and be relaxed.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But if you are in leadership, you probably need to be spiritually mature. I would
Probably.
say read your Bible. That's a good start. Age and wisdom. Now, my question I wrote down because I have an answer. And is it hard to be led by someone that's younger than you?
Mm.
Man, what do you got, Miles? So,
I
how
think-
old are you, Miles?
26.
26. I'm 27. If you were to work somewhere right now and here comes a 22-year-old is now your boss leading you. And then let's make it even more, not intense, but let's say you were at a church and this 22-year-old starts leading you at a church, something you feel like you maybe know a little bit more about. Is that
Yeah.
hard for you?
Oh yeah, definitely at first. That's why you gotta be like a puppet master.
Try to control him.
You secretly.
But he thinks he's leading you, but you're really controlling him.
Yeah.
Oh, no. It's good.
No, that younger Miles would not like that. I think I want to say now that
Yeah.
I would I'd be hesitant at first, but then I'll try to work it through. But I'm thinking that's how I'd be, but I have no
Yeah.
idea. But it'd be kind of rough at first. Yeah, definitely.
I agree. It would be hard. I feel like when I first came out of college, and I was working in a church, it would definitely be hard for me to be led by someone who was younger than me. Not just because I was already 20 something, but if that was the case. But now, now I work somewhere where they're both older than me, but it's by like a couple months.
Yeah.
And so it's not. I guess I'm more like relaxed now in life because I feel like okay, I just calm down and chill. And so if someone knows more than me about something, let them lead me, and then I can learn, and then maybe later in life I'll be in that position.
Mm-hmm.
But saying that it's hard for someone younger to lead me. Now I'm thinking back when I first went into ministry. Here I came out of college like 21, 22, trying to lead other people.
Oh yeah.
And how bad I probably rubbed other people because I thought I knew
You
everything.
rubbed it pretty rough.
Oh, get out
I
of
didn't
here.
like you.
We've been friends for a while. But coming out of college, especially then, you think you know everything.
Chapstick.
You think you know everything.
Oh yeah.
And so imagine working there, which we're going to talk about this in a minute, trying to lead other people. Probably rub a lot of people the wrong way if they feel the same way we feel.
Yeah.
But I think that's part of if you're extremely mature, spiritually and emotionally, then it's
How
probably easier to lead older people.
Well, we're going to end up talking about this, but I think how do you lead someone older than you?
That's a very good question.
Hmm.
I don't know, like when we did, so for a while I was kind of over like a section of volunteers for a minute. And every volunteer at the church basically was older than us.
Yeah.
And I don't know, that's probably one of the toughest seasons was like having to recruit people and talk to people, and especially if someone's doing something that you think could be done better, so you have to try to lead them.
Keep on purpose.
That's a good question. I guess it's all about the way you approach it, kind of. Which is a very generic answer.
I thought about this a while back. Like it's kind of like you have to build up your credibility with people. So imagine, and I don't know how some people do this. So a church is looking for a pastor, and they hire somebody from another state.
Yeah.
I don't understand how that pastor is like so ready to take that job when nobody knows who he is.
Oh man, I know.
It's like you have to. So I would hate that because there's a certain time frame where you have to build up credibility with people to be able to show that you are able to do the job at hand.
Especially coming in first Sunday, everybody's staring at you, and they're either thinking, "Who's this guy think he is?" or, "Well, he apparently knows more about Jesus and the Bible than me." So
Mm-hmm.
here he is, got to say what he's got to say, and then here you are as a leader trying to, like you said, earn their trust.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's very tough. For me, that'd be tough.
Yeah,
Um,
building credibility with people
yeah.
to show them, even though you're younger, to you know
Um,
be able to lead them.
I feel like a good way to do that is maybe go spend time with the people.
Oh yeah.
You got to get to know them. So what makes this was a question I wrote down to ask because the one up under Miles can see it in the notes, y'all can't see it. Was something I struggled with, and so first question is what makes you secure as a leader? Um, and the one up under it that I struggled with was how can we deal with insecurity as a leader?
What do you mean by what makes you secure as a leader?
At what point? Let me try to think how to phrase this. At what point do you feel like you are able, not able, but you lead people and the fear in the back of your head
Oh.
thinking, oh, I'm too young to do this or they're not going to listen to me goes away? What makes you, if you were to get up and 20 people out there and you had to tell them our mission is to go out to this outreach, we're going to do this, this, and this, without questioning if they're listening to you or you have the credibility to tell them what to do, what makes you secure in that position as a leader?
Medication.
Legally.
Well, you can get legal prescription for that, but
Do not condone.
the the first thing that comes to my mind is you have to, and this is more of a church setting, and this can be a business setting or any type of leadership setting,
Yeah.
is get the big picture out there and make it not about you type of deal. Not trying to like sound cheesy, but that's kind of, if you have that mentality, I think you'll be able to, because you're not doing it for yourself at that point.
There's a reason.
Yeah. And if they don't want to follow you because you're young, you say, okay, don't follow me, just follow the vision, follow the,
So you got to really set the vision out there.
We need to get this done type thing.
Yeah. So I feel like if you're in a spot of leadership listening to this, I want to ask you, when's the last time the people you're leading, have you sat down with them and just went through the vision with them and kind of shared your heart on it? There is a great podcast, TED Talk I listen to that's very famous, that Simon Sinek or something like that. Yeah, Sinek. He talks about the 3 rings, and it's like people don't follow your what, they follow your why. So set the why out there. And start with the why and then go down to the what. So maybe you need to have a little meeting with some people and share the vision.
I think a lot of, in the church world, a lot of people kind of know that strategy, but they don't, there's a follow through with it. You got the why, but how do you accomplish the why,
It's actually wrote on my board up there. It said, I can't see that far, but
I can't see it either.
So with your vision and your mission, it's tangible results that you can see in the real world. So not just I'm going to share my vision with you, but we want to see real results in the real world through this vision.
And people need to know how.
Yeah.
Too. Like that's a. Once you get done with the why, there's a big step that's next. It's how are we going to do this?
Because I feel like it's easy for me to get you and say, hey, this is what we're going to do. Okay, and then I may 3 months later say, hey, this is still the same thing. But at what point between the 3 months did I actually, we'll get back up. At what point in those 3 months did we actually do something that made that vision seem real?
Yeah.
So very important.
There were some points, I think, when we were working in church that we had the why. I think everybody had the why we were doing this. Reaching out to the community and all that kind of stuff. But sometimes the how kind of got mixed up.
Yeah. How do we reach out?
Yeah. The how kind of got mixed up with between the staff and core group and the congregation.
Yeah.
I think that got mixed up a little bit.
And at what point does the how? So for those not on staff, you're just sitting in the crowd. Okay, the how reaching out, it's easy when there's a church organized activity. You go to it, over reaching out. But how do you motivate them to, if I'm sitting in the crowd, well, I'm going to reach out without relying on the church on activity. I think once your co-workers, once your congregation starts living out the vision on their own without having to wait on you,
oh yeah,
then you establish something really good.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. So if you can, then you reach a result a lot quicker because everybody's bought in.
Hmm.
So the second part of that question, we just went off on a rabbit hole that had nothing. Well, it started with the
Forget the
insecurity.
why, go straight to the
Yeah.
how.
Man, I keep hitting that. How can we deal with insecurity as a leader? So a big problem for me when I was in area of leadership was I struggled with leading people older than me, and so my mind instantly goes to like when I'm in front of people, um, especially like there the last couple of years. I think I preach like once or twice a year, and it's terrifying.
Oh, you did good.
No, it's terrifying. That's what I went to school for in a sense, but it's so scary. And so when I get up there and when I prepare for it, my mind instantly goes with like, why would they need to listen to me? Like, why would
Yeah.
they need to respect me? Because honestly, most of those people there,
No, we didn't respect you.
most of the people there, they knew me because I worked there. But now looking back, like, did I do outside of work to make those 200, 250 people um, see me as someone that needs to be in that position kind of way. Um, and what I have to say, so why should they listen type stuff. So that's where my mind goes when speaking to other people. We kind of just talked about that, but that's definitely one thing. Even today I fight with, like anytime I have to get in front of people and say something, it's something I struggle with, is insecurity.
Oh, dude.
What about you? You
Yeah,
struggle
just
there?
yeah.
Or you just struggle? You hate talking in front of people?
I
in
just
general?
hate. Oh, I hate talking in front of people in general. Uh, yeah, I started like shaking.
Yeah. Oh,
My
God.
heart starts pounding. It's
So when we
bad.
do a live version of this, he's going to freak out.
Yeah. Uh, no, mine's like, I see what you're saying. Like, what kind of validates that, um, being a leader, and it's kind of like the same deal with me, but just like, how when we were in church, I was doing more administrative stuff,
Yeah.
kind of like the background stuff, and I'd all the time I would want feedback because I wouldn't know if this was
Working or not.
good enough. Yeah, working enough. It was good enough. And that kind of took control, I guess.
Yeah.
And that the idea of perfection, and I didn't think I had it back then. I really didn't. I was like, no, I just like the feedback. I want to, I want to make it the best that it can be. But I was really perfectionist.
And that'll kill you too.
Oh yeah,
Being
yeah.
perfectionist. And we were both, when we were at church, we were both younger. I was probably, I think, 20. Well, out of college, I started, and then was in the church through like 25, 26 area. So from like 20 to 25 ish.
But that doesn't. I was about to say that doesn't include like volunteering.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Being there and making an impact.
Yeah, through that.
There.
But as in a role of leadership,
Yeah.
because during college, I was still, I think you were too in college. You did kind of part time, like while you were still in college.
Yeah. No, it was before. It was like, remember I was going to Southern Union.
Oh, yeah.
Doing the automotive school.
I remember that.
And
you transferred to Point.
Yeah. So I was like 19 when at the beginning.
Being in an executive role at 19.
I was very proud of that role. I loved it.
And then here's people in their 40s and 50s questioning everything you do. Like, what's this kid know about handling our money?
Well, I wasn't handling money at that time.
Oh, you're just doing the planning?
Yeah, yeah. The money was like at the very end.
Oh, okay.
After like accumulating the knowledge I was going to business school and that, being able to, and I wasn't like handling by myself. I wasn't.
People.
You got checks and balances to.
Yeah,
just counting it out.
Every Sunday when they did tithe, a group of 3 men went upstairs to count it together.
Yeah.
So there's no sketchy business going on.
Yeah, and the reason why I took it over, I felt at the time the budgeting was not correct, and so I had to talk to the pastor and say I have this idea, and that this is part of the insecurity part.
Yeah.
How am I going to go to the pastor and say, hey, I don't think this is the best way we can do this budgeting. I said stuff kind of worse than that. I'm kind of just laying it out. But I don't think this is the best we can do.
Yeah.
And how am I supposed to, as a young kid, at that time, probably about 23, So I've been working there 3 or 4 years, something like that.
Mhm.
And so how am I supposed to, come up and say, like, I think we can do this better?
Yeah.
I was hoping that my background in my business school and then my background with already being at the church and helping out
Yeah.
would work out like that. But going back to that, I wanted to do my best to be able to get the financial
Yeah.
looking better, be able to where we could, where we can lay out a financial structure that we're able to show everybody, like our congregation, everybody, so they'll know where the money's going to,
Mhm.
and that kind of thing, and trying to get it better where we're saving some, and like for the big outreaches, just it's simple budgeting.
Which for a while we did those little sheets of paper that said, what it tell you, like the monthly, how much was given, and like where each percentage went to, like staff operations, facilities. I think people enjoyed seeing where their money actually went.
Yeah, definitely.
Because some churches you go to, you just give.
You don't want to blindly give.
Yeah, and you don't really know. Because some just do like a blanket, like 25% is for outreaches, 35% is for staff and operations. And so you kind of know, but I kind of like the monthly.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of has more of a small Baptist church kind of feel doing that.
But it's more, you start trusting the leadership in that. And we're kind of going off on a rabbit trail right now.
Yeah.
But we can actually talk, that can be a topic one day, like financials in a church.
Yeah.
But it's, no, I'm not.
Hey, write that down, producer.
Yeah, in the back. But yeah, I don't even know where I was going with that. Oh yeah, just how am I supposed to go up to the pastor and present this idea when I'm a young kid, kind of starting out, not really, but at the beginning stages.
Luckily, we had a pretty good bit of, like, if you had an idea, you could kind of, you had to run it by people, but if it was like something that's going to damage the church, you could kind of go with it. So it wasn't like you were just.
Wait, what did you say? If it'll damage the church?
If it won't damage the church.
Won't damage.
So not like somebody was just over your shoulder all the time.
Yeah.
Like, no, we're sticking to this game plan.
But that's where we're going back to insecure leaders.
Yeah.
Where too many ideas at the same time, and not sticking to the main path.
Yeah.
So some of those ideas, even though they were great, we probably shouldn't have done them because
simple.
Yeah, just keep it simple.
Keep it simple, stupid.
Kiss.
Yeah. That's true. And then, where are we at? A part of it, I guess, insecure leader. So insecure leader would be if you were constantly kind of observing what someone was doing, I guess, would that make you insecure because you're worried about maybe them doing better than you? But I guess in our case, there's only one of us in each department.
Yeah.
So you have to really worry about somebody, unless somebody was gunning for the head job. And you trying to take the head job, remember?
Yeah.
Lead pastor. Man, we used to joke with everyone about having to preach. There's one point, didn't we say like everybody had to preach once a year at least? And I think you and Edgar panicked.
Yeah,
I panicked on the inside. I try not to show it, but anytime I knew it was coming up, I panicked.
I did not want to do that.
I hated this is a side note, but one of the most awkward times in a church service for me is like right the area between after worship and the preacher comes up, and it was most times I had to go up after that. And there's only so much you can say until you're saying the same thing every week. Like, come on, clap your hands. Wasn't that good?
Yeah.
Let's sing that one more time, band. Lift your voice up. Or sometimes I'd go there, had nothing to say. I'd be like, let's pray.
Let's pray.
And then the pastor would come up. But I feel like everybody should have to do that. We should run a rotation. But anyways.
Sometimes I did, and I hated it.
It's a very awkward moment.
I'm basically, that stage.
Somebody's in the office early.
Somebody's here. We'll cut this out.
They won't come to our door.
That stage creaked. That stage creaked a lot. So
we tried to do our elevator on stage, and I cut the 4x4s, and they kind of got crooked, so it wobbled.
So it made it even more awkward when you're going up on stage.
So we tried to do it, but Anyways, pro tip for church leaders out there: one of the most awkward times in services is transition. So try to get those down, and your whole service will flow.
Yeah.
Transitions. That'd be a tip one day on our something. We'll come up with that tip.
But don't stress yourself over it.
No.
I
Probably
mean,
best
people.
if whoever's speaking that day, let them handle the transition, so it's not 10 different people on stage.
Yeah.
That's something me and Miles figured out. Well, we talked about one day. I was like, I never thought about it. I was like, that's really smart, just so they see that one person kind of handle everything.
Yeah.
We're at 13 minutes, so.
And going back to the transitions, most people are not going to notice.
Yeah. Yeah,
they already want to get out of there anyway. So.
They're just there for the worship, according to their survey. They don't really care what the pastors have to say. Unless you're immature, then they care.
I don't know. I guess he's leaving.
Whoever just came up and left, I feel like they just fell. But, where are we at? Oh, immature, insecurity. How do I fight through that? We kind of talked about that. And then, one of the things I said that I do is I try to remember, and this helps me. I try to remember that I'm not trying to control the people that I'm leading or make them do something. So, and that probably needs to be said and clear, because a lot of people, if somebody comes up to lead me, I feel like they're trying to make me do something.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe if I was to go there and say, hey, this is our vision, I'm not trying to make you do this or control you to do this, but I'm only going to try to lead us towards this. And so some people, not everybody wants to be led. Mm-hmm. Some people are going to bounce. But that's just, I feel like that's just people in general. But most people have a heart for what you're doing if they're there, and they're going to let you lead. And so you set an example of what you're trying to do, and a lot of that is preset by your actions. So if I'm trying to get people to come serve hot dogs in the summer to people in a city, well, it's probably good that previous summers I've been out there serving hot dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Or during the summer, I'm actually there serving hot dogs. Because if I'm not, and then I'm like, hey, we'd love for y'all to come join us, especially if you don't have a lot of people and you're trying to get more people to come, and they're like, wait a minute, he's telling us that I've never seen him out there.
Yeah.
So that's my actions have to be make sure I'm leading before I even try to get other people to lead.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's kind of my notes, but that was good. Thank you, Casey.
That's good. That's good.
So how they already perceive you, because some people already have perceived notions about you. Like when they think Miles Shoemaker, Casey Hall, they have perceived notions, mature, immature, whatever they have.
Mm-hmm.
And my last question I wrote was that, is there a way to be prepared to lead?
No, just jump right in.
Jump on in. Or surround yourself, too, with good leaders, though.
Oh, yeah, that's probably the best way to prepare. If you're... They're going crazy out there.
Right now.
Oh, there's something popped up on mine.
Let's say. Oh, that's what happened last time, I think. This break brought to you by shcreativeco.com.
Movie recording has been stopped automatically.
Is mine still going?
Yeah, you're still.
So that's what yours did last time, and we.
Card full. That's why.
There's another card. One of the GoPro cards.
No, we only got two.
We'll go with the GoPro.
Yeah, GoPro.
Miles has it. We're back.
We're
Miles'
back.
camera cut off because his SD. Do you have a lot of
what-
footage on there already? You didn't delete anything?
No, I might have forgot.
He probably still has the whole last podcast on 50 minutes worth of footage.
No, that's fine.
Surround yourself with leaders. I have people like Tavares who will be on here in a couple weeks. He's one of the guys that I've been around for a few years. I see as a great leader. Reading is important.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually a book Miles texted me about the other day. We didn't bring it up at all in this thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I started reading it yesterday. I've already read it, and I started reading it again yesterday because Miles brought it up. It's called Leadership
Axioms.
Great book. Has a lot of great stuff in it. I'm sure there's a ton of other books.
Yeah.
I know
Well, if you look it up, Leadership Axioms, it's by Bill Hybels. But he recently got in trouble for some stuff, so we don't.
Yeah.
That was an example of a bad leader.
Yeah. But the things he said in the book prior,
yeah,
pretty good stuff in there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great leadership books. There's one, I think it's Clay Scroggins, How to Lead When You're Not in Charge.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually have that over there. It's a really good book. So if you're not the head honcho, but you still are under someone and you're still kind of leading. Great book to read. One day we'll have like show notes and we'll link all this stuff.
Yeah.
We'll have when we get an intern, producer boy over there will do it.
Yeah.
So be prepared to lead. Surround yourself with people that are great leaders. Don't surround yourself with leaders that aren't great.
Yeah.
say.
Yeah. Well, how do you know? Well, you got to know.
Yeah. Well, I guess if they're no, that's not true. As you said, they're actively leading. They're good leaders, but no,
No, that's not true.
that's not true. Probably what other people say. Trust other people. Like
I don't know. Then then you got to go.
man.
If they're mind washed, this is a tough process to find out who's a good leader.
Well, like I mentioned
Brainwashed.
Tavares' name. I've been around a while, so I just trust him. Come find Tavares. Hang out with Tavares. I would say just read some books.
Yeah, I don't. You know what? Just stay at home.
Yeah.
No, it's if they a good leader. Part of it, I think, is their leadership comes before them. I mean, sorry, their vision comes before them, not leadership.
Yeah.
Their vision comes before them. What was that? There's that one book too. I haven't read it, but the quote on the front of it says like leaders eat
last.
Yeah.
I can tell you right now, I got it. Actually, I could probably start.
I haven't. I wanted to get that book, but I haven't yet.
Good.
I think.
So many people told me. Oh, it's the same guy, Simon Sinek, that I mentioned earlier.
I think that's a good
Leaders eat last.
Just that phrase.
Yeah, it's also a biblical. I don't know if Simon's a Christian, but the whole first will be last time.
Yeah.
Put others before you. So if you're trying to be a good leader, it's probably a good theology to live by.
The vision is before the leader type thing.
Take care of the people. Take care of who you're leading. Don't abuse that. Because just if you think about, if you're in a role of leadership, people trust you. You could really mess up some people if you don't take that seriously. So, way to be prepared to lead, I would say, is just for us in our type would be a lot of prayer. Business, I mean, you might want to start praying too. If things ain't working.
Some of these businesses might need
prayer and like we talked about earlier, the spiritual maturity, and then just hanging around those kind of people and reading. Always be trying to learn. I think that's a good leader.
Yeah.
Someone's always trying to learn. Don't ever act like you just know everything. At a younger me in roles coming out straight out of college, that's a dangerous time coming straight out of college, thinking you know everything on your first job.
Yeah.
I started as a youth pastor, thought I definitely knew everything, but there's so much to learn, so always be learning, I think is important.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Always be learning.
Yeah.
And make sure you're seeing tangible results in the real world with your vision. So important, I wrote on the board. I ain't going to tell you where I got that from. It's that good. Because then you'll discredit it when I tell you where I got it from.
I thought you came up with it.
No, definitely not. See, I'm always learning. I read it. So we got like 5 minutes left. Wrap this up. We're going to finish this conversation next episode with Tavares. I think he'll add a lot of insight.
And don't be afraid of his voice. It's very
it's going to make our voices sound weak.
Yeah, very weak.
Yeah. It's a very deep voice. It will sound weak. It's going to be hard to match the audio up on a board with him.
Oh, yeah. He's like, I can see him as a voiceover actor.
We used him a couple times at the church for videos, his voice. But he'll have a lot to say on this. He's been in some different leadership roles. And so that'll be a couple weeks. Check us out, shcreativeco.com.
Yep. And then be looking forward to churchmotive.com, which is kind of a branch off of that.
Yep. I think it's in the notes, but if you want to be friends with Miles and I, you can follow us on Instagram. It's in the notes, our handle and stuff.
It's in the notes, but I don't ever post anything.
Every once in a while, Miles will post. For a while, I was like bored with stories. I just kind of got interested in it again.
Yeah.
So come check out our life. We got that going on. shcreativeco.com, churchmotive.com. It's coming probably in 2 weeks.
Yeah, at the most, yeah.
2 weeks. And that's about it. We'll see you for episode 3, right?
See ya.
Out.